Hi, everybody. Welcome to Everyday Filmmakers Podcast. I'm Rachel Janetti,
I'm Tom Kowalski.
and we are two filmmakers, and we are excited to talk to you about different kinds of film and different films that we have not seen.
Yeah, in this series, in this podcast, we're going to be looking at a few of the classic films that we probably should have seen at this time as filmmakers and as film enthusiasts. But for some reason or another, we just haven't gotten around to yet. So, Rachel,
Yeah.
do you want to talk about some of the past experience you've had in filmmaking?
Oh, yeah. I am quite experienced in filmmaking. I've been filmmaking for, I would say, about 5 years now. I own my own production company called Aurora Oriental Productions. Tom is currently a cameraman for us. I started that with my best friend in 2019. I've been in film school since 2018, and I won my first film fest in 2018, and currently am looking to win a fourth Best Picture. I also won Best Director twice and Best Editor once. So, yes.
All right. Well, I do not have nearly as impressive of a resume as Rachel here, but I have done my fair share of media and film work. As Rachel said, I've worked with her in the past on 48-hour film festivals. I've been a cameraman. I've worked in sports. I've worked in internships. I've worked in casual social media videography. I've done all sorts of stuff. I like movies. I have not seen a lot of them though, so here we are.
I feel like it's a trope that film majors love films the most, but seen the least of them.
You know why? It's because I'm always out here. I'm always thinking about the next project, and I ain't got time to look at the past to see these past movies. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the 10 scripts I have in my drafts definitely agree with you at the moment.
Exactly.
I like to fancy myself a writer as well. So taking inspiration from films is something I need to do more often to avoid getting boring with like what I create. And I think you share the same sentiment. Am I right?
I do. Yeah. I mean, I like to look back at the past. I like to kind of incorporate that. I like to hopefully use that to improve my scripts. But speaking of looking back at the past, should we take a look at some of these movies that we haven't seen, either of us? And should we just like give a quick rundown as like which ones do we think are the most embarrassing?
Oh, yeah, certainly. I think for me personally, the most embarrassing one I have not seen is Titanic. I feel like as a female film major, that is kind of something you have to see to, be a filmmaker here
Right.
in 2021. But yeah, what's your most embarrassing film that you think?
Uh, this is my most embarrassing, but I've also not seen Titanic. I just wanted to throw that out there to let you know that you are not alone. But for me, probably the
Definitely.
most embarrassing is probably going to be Superman, the 1978 film, because I am a huge comic book nerd. I've run the comic book club on my campus. And I'm even a big Superman fan. Like he's probably one of my top three favorite superheroes. I have a shirt with him. I have a poster with him somewhere, I think. Uh, yeah, I've also not seen the Batman 1989 from Tim Burton, and I feel like that's a lot more egregious because I feel like that's a lot more recent and well-renowned example. Not to say that Superman 78 isn't well-renowned, but I feel like Batman is just like kind of universally loved, where Superman can be a bit more of a divisive figure, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely get that. And as someone who currently lives with an eternal sunshine of the spotless mind fanatic, I would say she has multiple posters of it up in her room, illegal posters. I live on campus right now.
Oh wait, we're not supposed to
she
have posters up in our room?
Oh, no, apparently
Oh,
not. We have
whoops.
inspections tomorrow, so that's going to be exciting.
Oh,
But she is not happy that I have not seen Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But if you don't know me, I have this inside joke with a few of my friends that I have beef with Steven Spielberg because I may or may not have threatened his career in a YouTube video over him not allowing Netflix films to be considered for Oscars. It was a whole thing. He has no idea I exist, but I also have not seen Schindler's List. But I have decided also that I tolerate Steven Spielberg more than I tolerate Quentin Tarantino. I have decided that I do not stand Quentin Tarantino, no matter how okay Pulp Fiction is.
Okay, wait, hang on. Wait. No. Hang on. I'm gonna step right in here. I know that he is kind of like the standard film bro, like first pick for favorite director, but I'm quite the big fan of him as a standard film bro. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's definitely up there for me. Also, Steven Spielberg, but once again, a surprise, he is considered one of the greatest. But
I feel like if you choose Steven Spielberg, you're basic.
I'm not saying he's my favorite.
Out.
I'm not saying he's my favorite. I'm not sure who my favorite director would be. I think Edgar Wright would be up there for me, and Taiko Ati I really like as well.
I love Taiko Ati. And you know, a fun fact about Taiko Ati is he actually started out making films for the 48-hour film competition that we were both in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, and Buffalo too. Incredible.
Oh, sure, totally. No, he's from New Zealand. Actually, their faction. We actually had a couple friends win the 48-hour film project a couple years ago. They went and before we started, and my mother's friend Maria, who actually helped us greatly on our first 48-hour film project. Unfortunately, Tom was not involved in that one because I did not know him then. But but the year before that, she had gone to Cannes, France, and she had actually had a brush in with Quentin Tarantino in a stairwell. Let's hope that she wasn't wearing open-toed sandals. But we love Maria. She's a lovely woman. But
Quentin Tarantino is my favorite famous foot fetishist.
Oh, yeah. Can we name some more?
Wait, no, I might cut that. Hang on.
No, let's not cut that. That's hilarious.
Some more famous foot fetishists?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Quentin Tarantino is the only one that matters to me. So,
Yeah. All right. Sure.
So, should we take a quick little segue here and talk about our favorite films? Because I think my favorite film you've never seen, and vice versa. I've never seen your favorite film, as far as I know.
Yeah. My favorite film is The Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson. It has been for the past at least 2 years. I've been obsessed with it. It is the most colorful, fun, amazingly cast Wes Anderson films that I have ever seen. And I have seen a lot of Wes Anderson's filmography. And it's such a stunning depiction of comedy and things that are really difficult to portray as well, because it's a mystery and there's a lot of English. I cannot speak it. There's a lot of thrill to it. There's a lot of like chase scenes and you feel like you're being pursued with the main characters. Ralph Fiennes is actually in it, who is the Voldemort, like, I want to get over that guy.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, and also Jeff Goldblum.
A pleasure as always.
Yes, and I have such a crush on Jeff Goldblum. And I also have a crush on Adrian Brody, who, if you don't know, was in The Pianist.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, and then Saoirse Ronan is the main love interest.
Interesting.
For Zero. But yeah, it's like there's a love story. There's like it's basically told in the form of a memory, and it's a beautiful film. You got to watch it. But how about your favorite film?
Well, I just wanted to start off by saying I have not seen that film. I've only seen one Wes Anderson film, and it is Fantastic Mr. Fox. I liked it though.
I love that one.
There's a really good job at animation. What is
Mhm.
it? Clay animation, I think, or stop
Yes, I
motion?
believe it is.
Okay.
Also, they recorded all of the audio outside, like in the actual environment, with the
Right.
characters actually like doing the motions that he wanted the characters to create. So he got the
Really?
most
That's really
authentic
cool.
sound. Yeah, it's
That's
a
very
really
awesome.
interesting film as well. So I love that one.
All right. Awesome. So
Yeah.
for my favorite film, I would have to say it can change from day to day, but I think one that's consistently stayed near the top of my list has always been Jaws. Which is ironic because I'm not even like a huge Spielberg guy. Like I like him and everything. I like his movies. I appreciate what he's always done for the film industry.
Mm.
But Jaws is just like it's a really great example of how to do a first blockbuster and literally the first blockbuster. I believe it was the one that started off the whole summer blockbuster uh, fanfare back in 1975, I believe. Um, and I've always just really appreciated the work that goes behind it. I just love the story. I think it was even filmed near where I lived on Long Island. So that was always very cool to me because I'm like, hey, I live near a beach. Wow. Um, yeah, it's just such a deceptively simple story with a lot more layers than you would expect about just a simple shark who's just eating a couple guys on a beach and they got to go kill it. But then you get into the layers of the main character. I forgot his name, but the police officer, and his needs to be a better father, and the trauma that goes behind the main like hunter of the shark, the captain of the orca, which is the main boat. Yeah, I I recognize that me not remembering any of the characters' names is probably not a good indicator of how well I recognize the movie. But trust me, I very much love that movie.
Yeah, it's a very iconic movie. And despite our beef, Steven Spielberg did do a very good job for the budget he had, especially like we watched a video in class the other day about his editor and them fighting over for those last couple frames in the shots with the shark, sorry. Basically, that shark looked really awful, and now it still does. Looking back on it, it does
I
not look
I
great.
think it still looks. I think it looks not bad.
Did you see it? Have you seen the Meg with Jeff Goldblum?
I've seen clips from the Meg. I've
Yeah,
seen the trailers of the Meg in theaters when they
that
play it
shark looks
nonstop.
good. That
Does
shark
it?
looks great. Like but it's also like 40 years later, completely computer CGI. I don't think my computer could do that. Let's be honest, but
No.
I don't think I could do that in general, no matter what equipment I use. I like to think myself the editor, but I, I'm more of a director than
Right.
an editor.
I
But
respect
yeah,
that. I respect that. There's nothing wrong with knowing what you're good at and knowing what you are wanting to do in this industry and what you feel that you're best to do.
yeah, I feel
I
like it's a difficult industry as well. You have to be kind of a jack of all trades.
Right. I did also just look up a picture of the Meg, and I don't know when the last time you looked up a picture of this shark was, but it definitely does not look
Wait, hold on.
as astounding as I think you may remember it being.
Well, it looks better than. Oh my god, it actually does look really bad.
I'm not saying that the shark from Jaws is a perfect imitation of a great white shark, but I can appreciate the realism and the practical effects that goes behind it. And that's something I've always been a big fan of. Especially in like those older movies, which is what they were kind of forced to do, obviously.
Mm,
Uh, I think it's a pretty good replica, especially for the time, of a great white shark.
that's true.
I think you can really tell in the eyes, like just those beady, soulless eyes, as the captain of the orca says
Mhm.
in the film.
They
That's
say the same thing about me.
yeah. No, but the whoever designed that, the prop or the shark, really nailed that look home.
Yeah. I like to imagine Steven Spielberg in this little like I don't know why, but I imagine him in Bethesda, Maryland. That is not completely not true.
By
I just
Bethesda.
imagine him there in this little tiny this little tiny house in this little tiny garage, kind of like where Apple was founded,
Uh-huh.
just like hammering away at this fake shark, shipping it to Long Island.
Oh, he personally made it. Yeah,
Yeah, he
I'm
personally
sure.
made it with his own hands. I actually follow his daughter on TikTok, and like she admits that the only reason she has followers is because of her dad.
You know what? That's
And
fair.
I mean, she's a great singer, though. I will give her that. Go, Sasha. Shout out, Sasha.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of good old fashioned nepotism. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I say. We love nepotism occasionally, only when it benefits us.
Exactly.
Am I right? Yeah. But
Yeah.
basically, that is film for you. Very different opinions on the same movie. Looking at this list, did you seriously put The Wizard of Oz on here?
Okay, so I technically saw The Wizard of Oz when I was like 6 or 7. I've not seen it since.
Okay. Interesting.
I remember
Okay.
I was a younger child, and at the community theater, for some reason, my parents signed me up, and we were putting on a play of. Oh no, I'm stupid. That wasn't The Wizard of Oz. That was Peter Pan. I was gonna say
I was
I
in
was the
Peter Pan.
crocodile.
I was the mom.
I was the crocodile because I was 7. They didn't want some dumbass 7-year-old walking around being like, "I'm Peter Pan." So yeah, I
I
was
mean,
just the
like, that would
crocodile.
probably be the perfect person for Peter Pan.
This is true, but I was also 7. You have to remember this.
Yes. Also, like, thinking about old Disney movies too, like Peter Pan and Lady and the Tramp, I was like I was like not listening to them. I was thinking about the songs that are in that. And wow, some of it is very, very racist.
Oh, really? I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say some of it still holds up pretty good. I guess
No,
not.
no, no. Like the entire plot line with Princess Tiger Lily, and that it honestly, it's a purity dynamic between Wendy and Princess Tiger Lily, even though they're both children.
Mhm.
Wendy and Tiger Lily are fighting over Peter Pan. Peter Pan is just like instigating all of this. He's like the male manipulator. And even though he's like literally an angel of death in the original story,
Hmm.
and they're just completely racist to Tiger Lily. And Peter Pan chooses the pretty white girl over Tiger Lily, the girl he's known for how long? Like a long time.
I don't know.
Also,
It's been
their
a while since
songs
I've
are
watched
so
this.
racist. Like, and then also another thing about Peter Pan is that the mermaids, when they first get to Neverland, they try to drown Wendy.
I once again have not seen this film since I was approximately 7 years old, so I cannot.
True.
I don't remember much of this. I've honestly not seen many or most Disney animated films since I was a much younger child. But
Mhm.
I digress.
What was your
Should
favorite?
we? Oh, what was my favorite?
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, probably like Lady and the Tramp or something.
I liked Hunchback of Notre Dame. I
Never
was
saw
a
that
dark
one.
child. It was a
Yeah.
really dark movie for some reason. But yeah.
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 Never saw it.
Oh,
Anyways, should
put
we
it on the list.
before we wrap it up here, should we mention what we're going to be doing in our next episode where we actually take a look at our first film that we probably should have watched by now?
Oh, yeah, probably. But you know,
So
busyness.
yeah, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, sure. In our next episode, we're actually going to be discussing the movie American Psycho, which neither of us have seen, and I'm very excited to see because apparently it's really good. And I believe Christian Bale's in it, right? He's the main actor.
He's the
Yeah.
main actor.
He's always been really good in like all of his movies that I've actually seen. None of them come to mind, but you know.
The Dark Knight trilogy?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I have seen that. At least one of them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was released in 2000 and it was directed by Mary Herron. I think she was also co-writer on it.
Mhm.
So yeah, that'll be exciting to take a look at.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be interested to see how a female director takes the lead in a movie like this, considering it is Not something that is one might expect, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I love it when people break the grain and break stereotypes that society has made for them. So I'm really excited to see what she does with this film. And I appreciate the verge away from the norm, especially. Right. And the fact that it is like a classic now is really awesome. And yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's about all we have for today. Do you have any closing thoughts before we sign out here for today?
No, I think I'm really excited for our listeners to experience this film with us, even if they have experienced it themselves. So I can't wait for them to hear it, you know?
I am looking forward to seeing all of the memes that come from this film in its natural habitat. I want to see the scene where he leans in and he's sweating and he's looking at Paul Allen's card and he's just having a little mental breakdown. You know what I mean? You'll see it in the movie.
That was me like 15 minutes ago. I'll be real. Basically, I want to see the one meme where he's like holding the axe and smiling, just like
I've seen that one before.
The listeners can't see me, but like, no. They can hear me. They know what I'm talking about.
You'll see it in the movie, listeners.
You'll see it in the movie. And eventually, if we get a YouTube studio,
that'd be nice.
You'll see it there.
All right. So should we wrap it up for today?
Yeah. Do you want to take it?
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. We will see you next week with American Psycho.
Yeah. I can't wait to see you guys next week, or hear you guys next week, or you hear me. Well, let's sign it off.
All right.
And
that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.